Hello yogis and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a 30-minute yin yoga digestive flow. So if you are experiencing any tummy discomfort, maybe some bloating, gas, or maybe you're getting some menstrual cramps, this class is really going to be good for you. A lot of us right now are trying to resist the temptation of walking over to our fridge, myself included. So if you are experiencing any tummy upset or tummy discomfort, this class is really going to help you out. Some of the things that you're going to need for this class is a pillow, a thin pillow. If you don't have a pillow, you can use a sweatshirt, towel, t-shirt, just something that can provide a little bit of compression for the belly, and you will need one block. And as always, if you don't have a block, you can improvise and use books. So we're going to go ahead and get started with today's class. So first posture, we're going to make our way into a child's pose position. So bringing the big toes to touch, knees as wide as is comfortable for you. You're going to send your hips back towards your heels. Walk your hands out as far as you can and bring your chin to the mat or the forehead. Just taking a moment to really settle. Coming into the breath. And as much as you're thinking about breathing breath into the belly, always remembering to breathe into the back of the rib cage and the low back. Let's go ahead and bring our right cheek to the mat. And let's switch, so evening that out and bringing the left cheek to the mat. Last few breaths here. Let's take our final 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. Really fill up. And exhale, side out. One more inhale. And exhale. Let's go ahead and lift our gaze. Press into your palms. Walk your hands back just a bit. Lean forward. Bring your knees in. And just drape the belly on top of the thighs, sending the hips back, just to kind of neutralize the spine a bit. Rock from side to side. Or stack fists and let the forehead rest just for a few moments. All right, let's go ahead and sit ourselves up. This is where you're going to need your pillow, scarf, sweatshirt, t-shirt, whatever it is that you've decided you want to use. So we're going to come onto our bellies, and you want to place the pillow just where your pelvic bone is and up. So you don't want to be placing it on your thighs. It needs to be up just a little bit so you can feel a little bit of compression on your tummy area. So go ahead, place the pillow. Place yourself on the pillow, towel, or whatever it is that you are using. You want to bring your legs nice and wide, and everything below the waist is nice and relaxed. So you don't want to be squeezing the glutes. You just want everything to be nice and soft. You're then going to bring your arms out in front of you and stack your shoulders in line with your elbow. So once your shoulder is stacked in line with your elbow, you want to do this pulling action, like you're pulling your elbows towards your hip points, and you'll notice that my chest naturally opens up. It prevents you from sinking into your shoulder girdle. Let's go ahead and find this position. Everything below the waist is nice and soft. And you're taking nice deep breaths into the pillow. So this pose, we're massaging our internal organs with the pressure from the pillow. But this pose is also really good for stretching the stomach, stretching the torso, the midsection, and really beneficial for your low back. Feel free to take some neck rotations here. Might feel good. Switching sides. last few breaths here. Let's take 2 big breaths here. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Nice and big. Inhale. And exhale. So go ahead and remove the pillow from underneath you. And just come to lay all the way down onto your belly. You can stack palm on palm and just let the forehead rest, and swaying your hips from side to side. Feel free to bend the knees, and also very gently windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Go ahead from here and come into a similar pose, but a different variation. So it's going to be a frog seal combination. So you're going to find your forearm position in the same pose that we had for the last one. So making sure your shoulders are in line with your elbows, and your palms can be slightly turned out towards the top corners of your mat. We'll start with the right leg. So you're going to bend the right knee and bring the right knee so that your right knee is in line with your right hip and your toes are pointing in the same direction as your knee. So again, your left leg is nice and relaxed. You're not squeezing or tensing your right glute either. Everything is nice and soft. And you're just allowing the knee to open gradually out to the side. Again, lifting the chest and drawing the elbow points towards the hips. And you notice again when I do that, my chest naturally opens. Nice deep breaths here. So for some of us in this pose, we're feeling a nice opening in the groin of the right leg, while for others, you're feeling maybe a nice opening in the left hip flexor, just depending on our body and our anatomy. Remembering not to sink into the shoulder girdle, drawing those shoulders away from the ears and down the back. A few more breaths here. last 2 breaths on this side. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Again, inhale. And let it go. Go ahead and open the elbows out wide. Bring the chest to the mat. Palm on palm. Forehead rests. And when you're ready, you can draw that right foot back to meet the left. And just hanging out here for a moment before we come to the other side. Setting up for the other side. Bringing your forearms to the mat. Lining those shoulders up with your elbows. Fingers are nice and wide, and palms are slightly turned to the top corners of your mat. Bring and relax your right leg. You might need to bring it out to the side just a little bit, and then bend your left knee so that it meets and it's in line with your left hip, and your left toes are pointing in the same direction. Everything below the waist is nice and relaxed, and then you're looking to pull those elbow points towards your hip points. Nice deep breaths. A few more breaths here. Let's take our last 2 breaths. Nice big inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Open the elbows out wide. Bringing the chest to the mat. Stack palm on palm. Let the forehead rest. And when you're ready, bringing that left foot to meet the right. And just gently swaying the hips from side to side here. And maybe bending the knees. And very gently windshield wipering them from side to side. All right, from here, let's go ahead and make our way onto our backs. You will need your block, so grab that. From here, I'll show you, you can do this with or without the block, so I'll show you without first. You're simply just going to extend, we'll start with the left leg, extend the left leg straight down onto the mat and bend the right knee in towards the chest. Grab your fingertips and wrap them around your knees, and you're drawing in towards the chest. If you can't reach for your knee, you can also use that sweatshirt if you still have it handy, the scarf, a strap, or the towel, and help draw it in. If you do have a block or your books, bend your knees, press into your feet, pick up your hips. You want to place the block underneath your sacrum. It's that flat piece of bone. You're going to extend your left leg straight down onto the mat and bend the right knee in towards the chest. Inhaling here. And every exhale, you're looking to draw the knee in towards the chest. So make sure you're drawing the knee in towards the chest and not the armpit. And then notice what the left foot is doing. If it's too far out to the side, really try to find a nice long line from the hip to the toe. Inhale. And exhale, draw the knee in slightly. Inhale, the knee moves away. And exhale, draws in. So this pose is called wind relieving pose. So it's no wonder we're using this in today's practice. Always coming back to the breath. Last few breaths on this side. Taking our last two breaths, a nice big inhale. Exhale, draw in. One more inhale. And exhale, pull in. Gently bend the left knee and release the grip on that right knee. Bring the sole of the right foot to the floor. And again, just hanging out here for a moment before we come to the other side. Let's go ahead, extend that right leg straight down onto the mat. Whether you are using or not using the block, bend your left knee in towards the chest and either interlace your hands around your knees or grab the strap, scarf, t-shirt. Inhaling here and exhaling to draw in. So it's really important to use the breath. It's really the combination of breath in these poses that are really going to help with digestion and any discomfort in the tummy area. Last few breaths. Take our last two breaths here. Inhale and exhale, pull in. Last one, inhale and exhale, draw in. Release the grip, bend the knee, bend the right knee to meet it. Push into your feet, pick up your hips, remove the block, and bring your hips back down to the floor if you were using it. Just hanging out here again for a moment before we come into our final pose. So let's go ahead with your feet planted firmly on the floor. You want to pick up your hips and shift your hips to the right. Set your hips back down. Take your right knee and overcross it onto your left. Then take this shape that you've created and you're just going to tip it all the way over to the left. You can cactus your arms, gazing over the right shoulder. And if this knee doesn't come to the floor and it feels uncomfortable just having it here in space, you can always take your pillow or your block and allow your knee to rest. Nice deep breaths. It's up to you whether or not you keep your left arm in cactus or bring your left hand onto your right knee for gentle pressure. Anytime we're in a twist, you always want to think about spiraling the breath up and down the spine. Last few breaths on this side. Last two breaths. Nice big inhale. Really fill up into the chest. And exhale. One more again, fill up. And exhale. Bring the gaze back towards the ceiling, using a little bit of core strength. Draw your knees back in and up, uncross the knee, and just shift yourself back to center. Again, hanging out here before we come to the other side. Really just noticing any differences you feel from one side compared to the other. And let's make our way onto our other side. So feet planted firmly onto the mat, pick your hips up and shift them to the left this time. You're going to cross your left knee and overcross it over the right knee. Cactus your arms. You're then going to shift this shape and drop it all the way down to the right. You can place that block underneath the knee if you'd like, gazing over your left arm. And take the right hand and place it on top of the left knee. Choice is yours. Nice deep breaths. Last few breaths. Last two breaths. Nice big inhale. And exhale. Again, fill up all the way into the chest. Inhale. And exhale. Bringing the gaze back towards the ceiling. Using a little bit of core strength, draw your knees back in and up and uncross them. You might want to just shimmy out through the hips a little bit. Bring your feet as wide as the mat and let your knees knock in for a moment. So you can take your Shavasana in this position, or you can extend your legs out the length of your mat, or bring the soles of the feet to touch. One hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Nice long, silky breaths. So maybe you'd like to take some more time and stay in your Shavasana. Otherwise, slowly beginning to invite movement back into the body. Wiggling the fingers and the toes. Rotating the ankles, the wrists. Let's go ahead and take the arms up overhead. Nice long body stretch. Reach, 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 reach. And on the exhale, just allow everything to drop heavy. Bend the knees, rolling over onto your right side. You can cradle the head in your upper arm. And from here, using your right hand to help push yourself up to a seat. Just closing the eyes. last 2 cleansing breaths of this class. Nice big inhale. Open the mouth and sigh it out. One more, really fill all the way up into the chest. And exhale. Go ahead and open the eyes. And there you have it. That is your yin yoga class for digestion. If you notice, we paid a lot of attention to the breath. The breath is really important. Throughout our days, we're taking short, shallow breaths, which actually causes your fight or flight to activate and increases anxiety. And as we all know, our gut is like our second brain. So by slowing down the breath, we relax the digestive system and the nervous system, and everything has the opportunity to kind of flow and move how it should. So I hope you enjoyed this class. I hope it's beneficial for you and you see some sort of relief from doing this class. And as always, if you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up, like it, share it, and subscribe. Share it with anyone who you think will resonate with my content. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.